Alright guys, real quick before the video starts, I just want to let you guys know about my Shred for Spring free 14-day challenge that I have going on right now. So right now I am doing a free 14-day challenge where you guys will have access to all of my online coaching services for free for 14 days. So that includes meal plan, access to my custom app where you can track all of your workouts, your weight, progress photos, stuff like that, weekly check-ins with me, access to a private Facebook group, and then not to mention the winner of the 14-day challenge will receive a $50 Alpha Elite gift card as well as 50% off 12 weeks of online coaching with me. So the winner will be drawn at random at the end of the 2-week challenge. So if you guys are interested, there is only 15 spots left available, so you can go to the link in the description below, fill out the type form, and then you guys are signed up for the 14-day challenge. So all the info will be in the description below, and enjoy the video. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So I realized that in a lot of my previous videos I've showed you guys like cool edits of my training, but I've never actually gone through my training with you guys and taking you through a workout and explained kind of the reasoning behind stuff, how to execute stuff, intensity techniques, stuff like that. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you guys through a full off-season push workout. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So usually to start off my workout, I usually do about a 10-minute warm-up of some sort of cardiovascular activity, and right now in the home gym that is either 10 minutes on the treadmill on an incline or 10 minutes of just skipping ropes. So just like to do that to get the body warmed up so we're not jumping into all of these exercises cold, get the heart rate up a little bit. Nothing super hard. I'm doing like a 10% incline at 3 miles an hour for 10 minutes, so something just nice and light. After that, I move into some dynamic stretching, so usually some rotator cuff exercises, some stuff for some dynamic stretching. You don't want to do any active stretching before your workout because it's going to decrease the power output. So something dynamic stretching, so like arm circles, rotator cuff exercises, stuff like that. And then I will usually do a pre-activation movement. So for example, today we were doing push, so I usually do like one set of just some cable flies just to get some blood into the chest and to feel that muscle contracting. And then after that I will get into my first heavy compound movement. So first exercise is going to be barbell bench press. So I usually swap between flat benching and incline benching just because sometimes incline bench feels a little bit better on my shoulders. So if you have shoulder issues, then I'd probably avoid flat benching. But pretty much how my sets work is I used to do like 4 sets till failure when I started training, and then the warm-up set would be till failure, 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 failure. That's not the way to train. So how I've been training lately, how I program my sets is I just do a couple reps to acclimate my body to that weight. So for bench, for example, I'll do 10 reps with the bar, 8 reps with a 25, 6 reps with a 35, 4 reps with a 45, 3 reps with 155, and then I get into my working weight. So that's 5 warm-up sets, but over the total of those sets, I'm never going to failure. So the 10 reps with the bar, easy. The 8 reps with the 25, easy. You're not going to failure on any of those sets. And then once I get into my working sets, that's when we might go till failure. But even then, I like to say failure till the last set. So we're gonna do a total of 3 working sets on flat bench press. I'm gonna do 170 pounds for probably 2 sets of 6. And then on the 3rd set of 170 pounds, I'm just gonna take that one straight till failure. So that's how I pretty much program my sets now. And I do that for all of my exercises. I'm not going till failure on any of the warm-up sets, and for most exercises, it's usually 2 warm-up sets. So for like an accessory like cable flies, we're looking at 2 warm-up sets and then 2 working sets. For heavier compounds, bench press, squat, deadlift, I'm gonna use as many warm-up sets as I need to get to my top working weight. So let's throw some weight on the bar and get into it. So a couple of technique cues for the bench press. I used to do the full like power lifter arch, but you're gonna be using a lot of leg drive with that, and it's gonna take some of the tension off your chest. So I like to just go flat-footed, feet about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider apart. When you're going back, you wanna pinch your scapula back, so retract your shoulder blades, because that's gonna help to take your shoulder out a bit. regardless, you're gonna get a little bit of tricep and shoulder involved with flat benching. That's just how it goes. As for grip, I like to go as wide as the first knurling, so that little groove on the bar. I have my pinkies on that, and then I used to go suicide grip with the thumbs over the bar, but I've been getting used to going a full wraparound of the bar. And then you just want to bring it kind of right to the top of your pecs. You don't want to go too high to your clavicle, because then that's kind of doing like a guillotine press. So you want to come down just to your chest. You don't want to bounce it off, you just want to lightly touch it and then go. All right, so we have done our warm-up sets. We're getting into the first working set. We got 170 pounds loaded on the bar here. Gonna try and hit this for 6 reps. And before I see any comments down below in the comment section, I don't want to hear any jokes about my bench. I know I have a weak bench. I have a strong deadlift though. Don't judge my little boy bench. So I'm gonna hit 170 for a set of 6. And I also got this little mouthpiece to bite down on, because if any of you have seen any of my Instagram videos, then you know that I usually bite on my shirt or the string of my hoodie. So I've now bought a mouth guard for this reason, so I can just bite down on this. Let's do it. Alright, so solid 6 reps, nice, smooth, under control. That's what I'm looking for. So gonna repeat that for another set of 6, and then we will take the third set all the way till failure. I mean, I guess when I say failure right now, I mean like 1 rep shy of failure. So if I go to complete failure, I'd be dead. So I guess if this video uploads, then I'm not dead. So gonna go ahead and smash the second set. Whew, what is my hat doing? Alright, so a little sticky there on the 6th rep. Didn't take a lot of rest time between the sets though. I pretty much talked to you guys and then went straight into the second set. So I'm gonna take a second, take some rest. Speaking of rest, actually, in between my sets, I don't really have a scheduled rest time. Pretty much once your heart rate's never really gonna settle during a workout, but once your breathing regularizes, so as you can hear, I'm kind of like, once your breathing kind of gets back to normal and you're not huffing and puffing like that, then that's when I'm pretty much ready to go. If that's 45 seconds to a minute, go for it. If that's 2 to 3 minutes for heavy sets, take that time to rest, because you're gonna end up getting more out of the set. What's happening with my head? Alright, so 9 reps on the last set of 170, so pretty happy with that. Last week I hit 8 reps with the same weight on the 3rd set, so trying to increase on either reps or weight every week right now while I'm still in the off season. So happy with that. Moving on to the second exercise. Exercise number 2 is going to be dumbbell seated shoulder press. So I like to get all of the kind of heavy compound movements out of the way first, because I used to do like accessory work first. So I'd do like a cable fly and like a lateral raise, and then I'd move into the compound lifts. And by then you're not like super fatigued, but you're still a little bit fatigued. So if you want the maximal strength possible, I like to do the heavy compounds first. So 3 warm-up sets and 2 working sets, we will go into some accessory work. If I'm not doing a compound lift like that, where I'm doing the same weight for a certain amount of sets, what I like to do is I build up to my top working set. I do 45 for 8, 55 for 6, 65 for 4. Then I move into my first heavy set, 75-pound dumbbells, and I do that, and then I drop back down to the 65-pound dumbbells to get a little more volume in, because I did it the opposite way before, where I'd go 45-pound, 55-pound as warm-ups, then I do my 65-pound working set for say 10 to 12, and then by the time I got to the 75 pounds, I kind of taxed myself from that last set. So I find it's better, get the heaviest set out of the way first, then drop back down the weight and get a little more volume in. So I'm gonna shut up now and get into it. So a couple cues for this exercise. You want to try and keep your back as straight as you can. You don't want to be excessively arching your back, and then because then it just turns into a glorified incline press. So you want to try and keep your back as neutral as possible. You can have a little bit of an incline like this, because I don't like sitting straight up and down. It just feels awkward on my shoulder joint. As for range of motion, some people say you need to come all the way down here when you get to the bottom of the rep, and that's not necessarily true. Down here is when your shoulder is at its most vulnerable. So if you got a lot of heavy weight and you're coming all the way down, this is where you're gonna get injured. You're not gonna get injured at the top of the rep. You're gonna get injured at the bottom. So I like to come down to just a little bit below 90 degrees, and then I go back up. So just below 90 degrees and back up. You don't wanna come all the way down here, because that's when you're gonna hurt yourself. So 90 degrees or whatever's comfortable. So if you can come just to 90, that's fine. If you can come a little bit below 90, that's even better. So just a couple things to keep in mind. And if you guys are curious about any of the home gym equipment I am using here, there will be an annotation in the top corner of the screen. You guys can click that and it will take you to the video I did on all of the home gym equipment, so you guys can go watch that video if you're interested in anything that I'm using in this video. All right, first heavy working set, 75-pound dumbbells. Let's get it. 8 reps with the 75s. Would have liked to get at least 9. Kind of been stuck on 8 reps for the past couple weeks, but the reps are getting cleaner and easier, so that's good. I'm gonna drop these down to the 65s, get a little bit more volume in, hopefully like 10 to 12, and then we'll move on to some accessory work. With the 65s, so pretty happy with that. I got 11 reps last week, so pretty solid. 12 didn't feel too hard. Probably could have got 13, but decided to kill it because I don't want to shoulders up. But shoulder pressing is done. We got the 2 heavy compounds out of the way. We're gonna move on to some accessory work now. First accessory exercise that we are doing is kneeling cable flies. So the reason we are doing them kneeling is because it takes your ability to use momentum out of it. So when you're standing, you can kind of lean forward and just momentum your way through it. When you're kneeling though, it's all chest. So that's why we're doing it kneeling. A couple of cues to think about when you're doing this exercise is you want to keep your shoulders locked back as you're flying, because if you got your shoulders rounded forward, you're going to really use a lot of your anterior delt and just power it through, and it's going to turn into a shoulder exercise. So keep the shoulders pinned back as you're flying. Keep your chest up. Push your chest out as well. And then as you're coming in, squeeze. And you don't want to bend your arms and come in like this, because then you're using some bicep. You want to just arms out and think about just wrapping them around, like almost wrapping them around a tree. Just wrap them around, squeeze. All right, so first working set here on accessory movements, I like to go a little bit of higher rep. So for this first working set, we're gonna probably aim for somewhere between 15 to 20 reps. So ended up getting 25 reps on that set. Thought I would get less, so gonna bump up the weight for the last working set. Since it is the last working set, we're gonna throw some intensity techniques in there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bump up the weight. We're gonna go do as many reps as we can till failure. Do what is called a rest pause. So we're gonna take 15 seconds rest, try and pump out another few at that same weight. 15 seconds rest, pump out a few. 15 seconds rest, pump out a few. So 3 rest pauses total. Then after that, we're gonna do a drop set. So cut the weight completely in half and then just rep out and just go. It's gonna be light, but it's gonna hurt. So let's get it. Next isolation exercise is going to be for shoulders. We're going to be doing dumbbell lateral raises, about 3 warm-up sets, 2 working sets, and yeah, let's get into it. So a couple of cues for when doing this is you don't want to use any momentum, so you don't want to be swinging. You want to try and keep your back nice and straight. You're gonna kind of, same thing as the flies, you're gonna like pinch your shoulder blades back a bit, and then you're gonna bring the arms out. You don't wanna come too high, because when you come too high, your shoulders start to shrug, and then you're gonna be working your traps. So you just wanna come out right here. So just before your arm is parallel, you want right below that. So you're gonna come up, stop, down, up. Because then when you get up here, your shoulders start to shrug. First and working set here, 25-pound dumbbells, gonna aim for somewhere between 10 to 12, then we'll go ahead and drop it back down to 22 and a half and try and get a few more reps and throw in some more intensity techniques. So let's get it. So if you want to cook the side lateral head of your delt, then this is going to be the set you're going to want to do. So final working set for dumbbell lateral raises. We got 22 and a half pound dumbbells. We're going to rep out on that, probably somewhere between 10 to 12. And then we're going to stop that. We're going to throw in 3 rest pauses, as I showed you guys on the lax exercise. So we're going to 15 seconds rest, get a couple reps out, might even be some partials. 15 seconds rest, some more, 15 seconds rest, some more. Then we're going to go and grab 35-pound dumbbells. So I know, a little bit heavier. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand and we're just gonna work the partial range of motion. Constant tension on the lateral head of the shoulder. So we want somewhere between 10 to 15, even 20 reps of this. Then we're gonna sit back down. We're gonna drop set with 10-pound dumbbells and just rep out on those. It's gonna burn. So it's a long set, but it works super great to cook the lateral head of your delts. So let's get it. last compound exercise is going to be an incline machine press. So as you can see, I got a band looped around here. So pretty much what this is, since this is a free plate loaded press, there's not really any tension at the top of the movement. So attaching this band adds it so there's resistance at the top of the movement and tension. So we're gonna do this, and the battery's dying on the camera, so I'm probably not going to show you guys all of the warm-up sets. I'll just show you guys the working sets. So let's go. We went through our warm-up sets, did 45 pounds for 6, 60 pounds for 4. Now we're straight into the working set. Don't need too many warm-up sets because we're pretty warm. This is the 5th exercise. So we got 70 pounds on each side here, and we're going to do what's called a cluster set. So a cluster set is we're going to do 5 heavy reps. So this is going to be our working weight. Rest for 15 seconds. 5 heavy reps, 15 seconds, and we're gonna do that until complete failure. So you might only get 15, you might get 35, you don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and smash this, and then after this, we're going to drop the 25 for the last set and just do the 45, and we're just going to rep that out for like a straight 20 to 25. So let's go. Alright, so I got 23 reps with 70 pounds. Pretty happy with that, considering last week I only got 19. So we stripped the 25s on each side. Now we just got 45 pounds in the band still. And we're just gonna do a straight set. So like 15 to 25 reps, just straight, get a ton of blood into the muscle. So 6th and final exercise is going to be another isolation exercise for chest. We're going to be doing flat dumbbell chest flies. So again, 3 warm-up sets, 2 working sets. Last set is going to have some intensifiers in it. So let's go. I'll just show you guys the working sets. Alright guys, so the warm-up sets for this exercise, I did 35s for 8, 40s for 6, and 45s for 4. So we're going to do 50s for our heaviest working set. Then we'll drop it back down to 45s, do some intensifiers. As for technique cues when doing this exercise, you kind of want to think of it the same as the kneeling cable fly. You want to keep your shoulders pinned back and then puff your chest out, and then you're going to want to kind of wrap your arms around. Don't bring them tight and push up, or otherwise you're going to be hitting the tricep. You want to go out and fly in and squeeze at the top. Out, fly in and squeeze at the top. And as you're coming down, stop where it's comfortable. Again, if you go too far, you're gonna go into hyperextension, and that's where you're gonna injure yourself. So a couple of things to keep in mind. We're doing dumbbell flies. So let's get into the working set. Sorry if the quality changed a bit, you guys. I had to switch over to my iPhone because the camera completely died on the last set, of course, as well. So don't know if it filmed the set of 50s. I got 10 reps on the heavy working set of 50s. We're going to drop it down to 45 now, and we're going to do kind of the same thing that we've been doing earlier. We're going to do 45 for as many reps as we can, 3 rest pause sets, and then we're going to drop set it to about 25-pound dumbbells. So let's get it. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this full off-season push workout. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry it was a little bit of a longer one. I just wanted to get all the information in there for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like on it, subscribe down below. If you're interested in checking out the free 14-day challenge, make sure to check out the information in the description below. As well, you can apply for online coaching with me down there. That out of the way, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.